Good morning, or I guess it could be evening or afternoon or any time of the day, depending on where you are. But right now, right here, it is morning. And I thought I'd make a super short video on how to make frijoles de la olla, or beans of the pot. That's what it translates to. So basically, it's just, boiled pinto beans that can be used just as they are, or you can refry them or use them for a bunch of different things. And this is a staple in our house. We got an Instant Pot about a year ago, and it has been so helpful because these beans, if you boil them without soaking them, they take about an hour and a half to 2 hours from a dry bean. But inside of the Instant Pot, it can take 35, 45, or 55 minutes depending on like the state of the beans. So anyways, long story short, I threw these in some water last night after I washed them and picked them over. As you can see, they've swollen up to about double the size of a dry bean. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and dump this water out, rinse off the beans, and then toss them in the Instant Pot. I'm going to add some water, some salt, and half of an onion. And once I get them in there, I'll be right back and I'll tell you the measurements and how long we're going to program the pot for. And we'll go from there. Alrighty, so this is just a white onion. You could use a yellow onion. You're just going to use it as an aromatic. So as I've mentioned in previous videos, you're just going to go ahead and slice it in half and leave the root end intact, because that's going to ensure that the layers don't peel apart. Gross. You're going to go ahead and peel the outside off. I have put the rinsed beans inside of the Instant Pot. Inside of the actual pot itself, there's these measurement lines for like the capacity of the fill of the pot. So this was a 1 pound bag of beans soaked overnight. I tossed them in there. We filled it to the half capacity line. I've added 1 tablespoon of salt, half of the onion, and now I'm literally just gonna put the top on, close the valve, and then I have turned it I have bean chili set for my different amounts of soaking of beans. I actually decided I'm going to put these in here for 40 minutes. Last time I did 45 for refried beans, and they were great. They, mushed up super easily, but I'm going to probably leave these whole in case we want to just eat them de la olla, like the title of the video states. So once this comes to pressure, you'll see on here, 40 minutes for the timer. It'll go ahead and do its thing. And then once it's ready and it goes off, I will do a quick release on the pressure and we will be done. So I'm going to let this pot do its magic and I will be back to show you what the finished product looks like. Alrighty, so the timer is almost done. So I went ahead and I did a quick pressure release, and all that means is, I'll back away because it's a little bit loud. You let the steam out. You don't allow it to escape naturally. Depending on different cooking methods or different recipes, it might call for either or. But since we went ahead and we boiled them for 40 minutes, we don't need the extra cooking time of the pressure release. So this will take about 5 minutes, probably not that long, maybe about 2 minutes to finish releasing all the pressure, and I'll be back to show you what it looks like. Okay, so we're all done. I've turned off the Instant Pot and unplugged it. You're going to want to do that because it has an automatic setting to go to warm, which is great, like if you want to keep things warm, but I want this to cool down so I can throw it in the fridge. As you can see, our chunk of onion has stayed together nicely. This is garbage as far as I'm concerned. If you wanted to use it and like blend it into the beans, you could. And also I forgot to mention, there's like several variations you could do with this. You could like take a jalapeno and like stab it with a knife a couple times or make a slit and throw it in there, and that adds some really nice flavor. You could add a clove or two of garlic if you'd like. You could probably add cumin, or, you could add North Suiza. There's a lot of different things, but we just like them plain and simple like this. And for our family, I found that the 1 tablespoon of salt and filling the water up to the halfway point is just about the perfect amount of salt. Sometimes if I'm going to fry them, I will add a little bit more. But as you can see, the beans are completely cooked through. Some of them are split, some of them are not. So these are perfect to eat de la olla. So what that means is like we'll put this in a bowl, and then we'll put a little bit of this juice or caldo in there, and then squeeze some fresh lime juice on it, and then top it with some minced onion and some freshly chopped cilantro. Or you could use these for carne en su jugo. Like I said, you could do refried beans by putting some oil in a pan and then putting the beans in there and mashing them. Or my favorite way actually to do it, and it's actually 0 points for Weight Watchers, in case you wanted to know, is to take these beans and like just this water and mush them up. And it makes beans that are just as good as refried beans. They look the same. My husband doesn't even notice half the time. So that's probably what I'll do with a little bit of these for lunch to bring with my caldo from yesterday. So if you have any questions, go ahead and throw them in the comments. This was a super easy video. And I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day.